Living a healthy lifestyle on the road can be very challenging, and the biggest challenge that I hear from my clients is routine building and maintaining a routine. So today I'm going to share with you my top 10 healthy habits for you to practice every day. Welcome to Healthy RV Living. My name is Chris, and we help you live your mobile lifestyle to the fullest. Habits are the small decisions that you make every single day, and you do things throughout the day without even thinking about it. So if you really want to change your life and make a healthy lifestyle sustainable and just the way your life is, rather than thinking about being on a diet or on a fitness plan, this is the key. This is what you want to do, is to start practicing these 10 habits right now. Habit number 1 is resistance training. You want to resistance train at least 3 times a week at a minimum of 30 minutes per session. When I'm talking about resistance training, I'm talking about lifting dumbbells or using a quality set of resistance bands. Those are both 2 pieces of equipment that are extremely RV friendly. And the key here is to focus on building and maintaining lean muscle mass. Lean muscle mass is extremely important for your health and your longevity, and it's something that often gets overlooked. As a nation, we are severely under-muscled. We have this focus on obesity, and really we need to put more emphasis on being properly muscled so that you can be strong and independent as you age. Habit number 2 is getting fresh air and sunshine every single day. Sunlight has a lot of the same benefits as exercise does. Things like boosting your mood and decreasing depression and anxiety are huge benefits. But getting sunshine also gives you vitamin D, which is really great for your immune system. Getting fresh air is also going to give you just a boost in your mood. It's going to make you more creative, and it's going to get you out of those funks that you might find yourself in during the day. Make sure you have some umbrellas and rain jackets, and don't skip the trips outside just if the weather isn't perfect. Number 3, aim for 7,500 steps per day. Have you heard that sitting is the new smoking? It is true. A lot of people are very inactive. The average American only gets 2,000 to 5,000 steps per day, which is pretty sedentary. And the trick on this habit is just movement. And steps are a great way to get your movement in. And in my opinion, getting daily steps are highly underrated. If you want to do one thing to just boost your overall fitness activity level, get outside, get those steps in, and start tracking it. And if you're nowhere near 7,500, don't sweat it and don't try to go from 0 to 7,500. I recommend adding in 1,000 to 2,000 on top of what your current baseline is, doing that for a couple of weeks, and then reassessing and upping your goal again from there. If you're really seriously trying to lose weight or boost your metabolism, you might need to do more than 7,500 and shoot for 10,000 to 15,000. And I know that takes a lot of time, but getting outside and putting some steps in is well worth every minute. Tip number 4 is make sure you're getting enough sleep. Sleep deprivation is a real problem. It's directly linked to weight gain, disrupted hormones, crankiness, and being moody. It also is problematic for your body repairing itself and just being optimal. And if you are working out and trying to build muscle, this time is really important for your muscles to recover, and a lot of great things happen when you sleep. So shoot for 7 to 9 hours per night. There are some tricks that you can do to try to establish a solid sleep routine. The first thing you want to do is try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Try to form that schedule. And some things to do before bed is shut off your electronics 30 minutes before bed. You can do things like read, take a shower, talk to your partner, and just wind down. Other things that you want to pay attention to are alcohol consumption. Try to minimize that. Try to cut out caffeine at noon or even earlier. You want to have your climate comfortable, so if it's really hot, try to get a fan going. keep the climate at a good temperature that you enjoy. And finally, you might want to consider getting some blackout curtains or some eye masks. I personally have 4 eye masks that I have within reach at all times, so I can put them on while I'm sleeping and keep them on. Tip number 5 is going to get us into the nutrition portion of these habits, and the first one is drinking water. Definitely stay hydrated and drink water. A lot of people don't drink enough water. You want to try to target 90 ounces to 120 ounces a day. Water has all sorts of jobs that it does for your body, such as helping you maintain and lose weight. It lubricates your joints, it eliminates waste, and it maintains your body temperature. We highly recommend having a good water system inside of your RV so that it's easy and convenient to drink water. So we are not fans of buying disposable water bottles, those 16-ounce water bottles that people like to lug around. Stop with the work and with the money being wasted and switch over to a long-term filtration system. There are a couple of different options that you can get for a filtration system. The easiest is getting something like a Brita pitcher or a Berkey that you put water into and it filters. The more advanced version is the inline filtration system, which is more of a permanent solution and it's less thinking about when you're doing it, a little bit easier to use. For those of you in small rigs, you may need to consider supplementing with some additional onboard fresh water. You can use hard containers or soft containers and get some more fresh water on board for yourself to filter and drink. Habit number 6 is cook the majority of your food at home. And this is such an important habit to get you in control of your food. So a lot of people will use convenience food or restaurants for not only eating like day to day at home, but also the sake of exploring and being a tourist, which a lot of RVing is all about, is going and exploring. But I can't stress enough how taking that control into your kitchen and doing most of your meals in home will help you turn your diet around. Restaurant meals are really high in calories. It's surprising how much fat and sugar is really in restaurant food that you don't even realize. So even if you are ordering something that you think is healthy, it's definitely not as healthy as what it would be if you make it at home. If you're currently eating out for most of your meals, try just scaling back a few times per week that you cook at home rather than going cold turkey so that you transition at a rate that's comfortable for you. Number 7 is prioritize protein. Protein is very important for building and maintaining muscle. And as I mentioned earlier, muscle mass is one of our top priorities here at Healthy RV Living, and dietary protein is half the trick to getting there. When I talk about quality protein, I'm not talking about processed meats such as beef jerky, hot dogs, or cold cuts. I am talking about whole food sourced sources such as turkey, chicken, fish, beef, and so forth. I recommend targeting 30 to 50 grams at every single meal, especially breakfast. Protein is also going to be extremely helpful and beneficial if you are trying to lose fat and your calories are lowered. If you're in a deficit, protein is going to help protect your lean muscle even more. It's going to help you burn fat instead of muscle. It's going to keep you fuller and it's going to be a lot more satisfying. Healthy habit number 8 is to pump up the vegetables. Not only do I want you to focus on protein, but I also want you to focus on vegetables. So a lot of your carbs should be coming from veggies. There are 2 types of veggies to be aware of. One is fibrous and the other is starchy, and they're both great. Fibrous veggies are, as you guessed it, full of fiber, and they are full of vitamins and minerals, and they are often low calorie. So you can fill your plate with those fibrous veggies and eat as much as you want. The starchy veggies, on the other hand, are higher in carbs, they are higher in calories, but they are also packed with vitamins and minerals. So when you're filling your plate up and you're choosing your carbs, try to select the most colorful, most nutritious carb sources out there and get those calories from vegetables rather than refined processed carbs. Fruits are also a great source of vitamins and minerals, and we recommend eating fruits too. However, I do recommend having a good ratio of 5 vegetables to every 1 fruit. Don't be offset and having way more fruits than you do vegetables. Try to find vegetables that you enjoy eating. Try out some sweeter styles first if you don't like the bitter vegetables. There are a lot that you can eat raw that taste delicious, such as grape tomatoes, sweet bell peppers, cucumbers are really good, snap peas are delicious, and those are great because you can eat them raw and cooked, so you can have a little bit more variety and get your grocery haul to stretch a little further. Number 9 is minimize ultra processed foods. And if you're actively working on number 7 and number 8 and you're adding in more protein, you're adding in more vegetables and adding in more fruit, I think that the processed foods naturally get pushed aside as you fill up on the good stuff. And that is actually a really great approach to minimize your ultra processed foods, is to focus on adding in the good rather than taking away things that you really like. But the truth is, ultra-processed foods are the number one contributor to chronic disease. And it's something that we don't talk about enough or loud enough. If you were to eliminate the processed foods from your diet, a lot of the sicknesses would go with it. So really focus on fueling yourself with whole, nutritious foods. And finally, we're at tip number 10, which is stay focused and stay consistent. As you're doing all of these habits, you're not naturally going to become the most fit and healthiest person in a matter of weeks. This is going to take several months to practice and feel your best. So a lot of us give up on diets and programs maybe 2 to 4 weeks into it, after the novelty wears off, after you're not seeing results as quickly as you hope for. And I think that this is why a lot of people try and tend to fall back on fad diets, because we're just impatient and we want results. Well, I hate to break it to you, this is not about getting quick fixes. This is for the long run. So dedicate 6 months at least to consistently practicing these habits and see how you feel at that time, and keep it going, because these are not a short-term diet. These are not anything that's just for a temporary place. These are sustainable lifestyle habits that you should practice every day for the rest of your life. If you want to learn more about these top 10 healthy tips, go to our website, healthyrvliving.com. I wrote an article that goes into much more detail, and you can read all about it there. Also on our website, you can sign up and get even more tips. We have an ebook that's loaded with 75 tips, and you can sign up and get the first 10 pages for free. And if you really want to take it to the next level, look into our online coaching. I am a certified NASM CPT and precision nutrition coaching online coach, so you can check out the options for that. And if you want some one-on-one help, I am here to help you. Bye.